I am Dr. Otto Janke, the chief pilot of Empire Longevity, and I welcome you to the Empire Longevity podcast. In 2014, Tesla leader Elon Musk was at a seminar in Norway of some of the biggest oil producers in the world. He was asked during this seminar, he was interviewed and asked what he thought about hydrocarbons. And he said, I have nothing against hydrocarbons. He goes, but the reality is that it's not a matter of if hydrocarbons, when their time is up, he goes, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And the interviewer kind of looked at him and said, well, yeah, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. He goes, the sensible thing is we need to do the sensible things when it comes to energy. He says it's getting just much more, it's becoming cost prohibitive, all the digging and mining and then producing of this. It's becoming cost prohibitive. He says we need to do the things that actually work for the longevity of energy. Well, I started thinking about that and my mind races on how this pertains to longevity in your health. Because quite frankly, that's all I think about is our longevity and our health. And we look at this and we ask, what can we do? What are the sensible things to do for our longevity? Let's be totally honest about this. What we're doing now doesn't work. Expecting the next greatest invention to come along or the next greatest medication to come along to save our longevity is the reason why we are in the problem we are now with our health and longevity. I have nothing against medications. I've actually taken medications in my life. If we had all the medications in the world taken away right now, the world would be in serious trouble. So it's not that we need to get rid of them today. I would never press the button to say, get rid of all medications, all pharmacies and all pharmacia. I would never say that because that would send the world into peril. But we need to take strategic steps forward for your and our longevity and our health. We need to do the things that are sensible that we know work. So what are those things? Well, first of all, we have to get into a regular idea and make sure that we are exercising on a regular basis. You don't want to call it exercise, so don't. Motion. We need to get in some kind of motion every single day. One of the simplest ones we could do is walk every day. And it only takes 30 minutes. If we did 150 minutes a week, we would transform our health. That's 30 minutes, 5 days a week. I'm going to give you the weekend off right there. 30 minutes. And it doesn't have to be one block. It can be 10, 10, 15, 15. It can be broken up. But we need to get into regular motion because that's a sensible thing to do. That's what works. Number two is we have to get into a much better idea of not just eating, not diets, but nutrition and rocket fuel. Rocket fuel. If you want to go to the moon, you don't just put anything in the tank, you put rocket fuel into the rocket. And so in Empire Longevity, we're going to lead you, educate you toward a much more plant-based system of eating. Why? Because that's what the people who live the longest on earth do. Number three is we need to get into an idea of taking our brain and resting our brain over there. And we're either going to meditate, pray, exercise is great, journaling, take walks in nature, listen to calming music, some way to actually get that brain out, boom, park it over there for a while. Why? Because that's what the people who live the longest on earth do. And then four, we need to actually look at your nervous system on a regular basis and see how we can optimize your nervous system as a foundation to add on that great motion, the rocket fuel, and then the mental emotional aspects. Because those are the sensible things to do. Those are the things that work. You see the commercials on TV all the time that say, when diet and exercise don't work, take this medication. Here's the reality. Diet and exercise always work. They may not work in your time frame on the goal you set for that, but they always work. But we got to put the work into it to get them to work. They always work. We need to look at the things that are going to be cost effective. It is cost prohibitive. It is costing us just absolutely thousands of dollars a year, each man, woman, and child in America, for the quite honestly crappy health that we have. That's the honest truth. We are the most costly healthcare system in the world, and we're not the healthiest. We are paying Lamborghini fees for a car that's, quite frankly, on the side of the road with that white t-shirt out the window because it's broken down. How do we know? Look around. Look around. We need to do the things that are sensible, the things that work, the things that are cost effective. Expecting the next great miracle, expecting the next great medication or the next great technology to come out to save our health and save our longevity is part of the problem. There's a simplicity to health. There's a simplicity to your longevity. As I say in my practice all the time, health is actually the mainframe of how you are. It's how you were always supposed to be. It's the de facto status of you. It's the way you're always supposed to be. So what can we do to help you get there? Well, we need to get back to those very 4 easy. We call them the pyramid of health. We need to get back to that fundamentals of eating, moving, thinking, nervous system optimized. We need to get back to those 4 things. We do that, and we know what the outcome will be. It's a greater opportunity for more better days. It's a greater opportunity for more better days. Isn't that what we all want? I don't care how many zeros you have in the bank account if you're not healthy enough to enjoy it. More better days. We know what we can do. We have to start with what's the sensible things to do, the things we know that work, that are actually cost effective to do. We start to implement these things. We know what the outcome will be. We don't institute those things. We already see what the outcome is. Let's start with the things that are sensible. Let's start with the things that we know work, that are cost effective. We start there, and our opportunity for longevity is just so greatly enhanced. It's incredible. It's incredible. So come along with us. Come along with us on the Empire Longevity. Let's get you to your next best decades. I'm Dr. Otto Janke. We'll see you next time on the Empire Longevity Podcast.